In Another Night in July, we will all realize that marriage is way deeper than what we think. Because Another Night in July is so transparent. Yes, when you're lost in your marriage, this kind of counseling can help sort yourself out, can help sort your marriage out. Thank you, Omoni Oboli, for putting this movie, Another Night in July, for putting this movie out for people to see and understand more about how marriage works. Because if I am to be honest, the writer of this movie, hopefully Omoni Oboli, she must be a good observer with a touch of experience. Because if not, how on earth can somebody sit down and compose this sort of storyline in Another Night in July? It is commotion all the way and emotions all the way. Kudos to the director of Another Night in July as well. Because the lessons people should learn, they should get to know all these lessons themselves or before getting married. You should not just venture into married life because of pregnancy. Hey, because of pregnancy, Omoni Oboli, do we know that? We also love that the fact that you're talking about relevant points that happen these days. There is also the issue of therapy. Marriage counseling has been tackled in Another Night in July. We just love it because as a woman, if you need anything, yes, we know that these days, get it yourself. If you can't get it yourself, then as a woman, we all know that nobody is coming to save you. Everybody else around you can only just chip in for you. Nobody is coming to save you, my lady. Yes, na good training, shao. Na good training for you as a woman to know that if you cannot get something by yourself, nobody is coming in to save you. They can only chip in for you. It is good training. But your father also, Uche Montana, your father should have also trained you for when you would also need to be in a partnership. For example, marriage. And it is not only marriage, because you can find yourself in other situations where you can allow people to help you, especially your husband. Don't leave yourself in the dungeon. Don't abandon yourself in the dungeon. And at the same time, don't hate the woman that hated you. Don't allow her to pay for it. This Another Night in July story, my Flicks to Click fans, it describes so many women's past so well. Some women have had to endure the scars that have been left on them since childhood. Because some women, after hearing those words that Helen said, those words brought healing to them. Just knowing that they were not the only one injuring themselves during that childhood trauma. May God heal us by His grace. My Flicks to Click fans, do you know that the courtship stage of marriage is not very, very necessary sometimes? Yes, the courtship stage is not very necessary because you cannot know everything about a man or a woman, your future spouse, in just a few months or in just a few weeks. Courtship stage is not necessary, but it can be very important. And another lesson of Another Night in July is that if the differences between the two of you are not that hurtful, then it can be a perfect marriage. Although we know that they can never ever be a perfect marriage. You do not need to like everything about him or her to call yourself a happily married man or a happily married woman. Yes, a perfect marriage is knowing that there is a difference in the two of you. There are always indifferences in marriage. And the happier that you realize that, the earlier you will sort out your marital life. Don't we just love how this man, SODK, spoiled his wife? We also loved how his wife didn't always want to receive gifts or take money from him. She wanted to show that she was an independent woman. And I also love how her husband set boundaries when it came to his family time at work. I also love how her husband respected her wishes when she said that she didn't want her mother back into her life. My Flicks to Click fans, Another Night in July shows us that we should not always rush into marriage. We should also learn how to fight for what we love. But some of us will say that, there is nothing like rushing into marriage, because a lot of people have dated from 2 years to 5 years before marriage. And they still have issues in their marriage. Marriages like that still break up. And so we learn that marriage is an institution that requires learning and letting go of some things. Otherwise, that marriage, it will never ever work. This storyline of Another Night in July is truly great, and the continuity is so fantastic. Compared to what happens in real life, we can say that it is almost spot on. And for SODK, did we notice that in previous movies, Nollywood movies, SODK had always come across as somebody who was very aloof, somebody not fully invested in his movies. And this his kind of affect, this his kind of character can also be blunt. Yes, look at his face now. He can almost look cold, and his voice can seem to be like, in a monotone. But Another Night in July has shown another part of SODK unraveling itself. And you get to see another part of him. Almost the opposite of all the things I mentioned above. Yes. Thank you, Helen. I will thank you again for not taking your mother back, even though you forgave her. We need more of these kinds of movies that shows us how reality can be. Sometimes we can never go back to where we were. No, 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 no. It's already too late when the hurt and the damage has been done. My Flicks to Click fans, do you know all the signs and symptoms of an abusive partner? I'm going to pin a free download in the comment section just below this video for you to know all the signs and symptoms of an abusive partner, to help yourself, to help your family, to help humanity. And if you enjoyed this my live critical review of Another Night in July, I have more coming. Click like, and I'll see you again very soon. Watch the next video. Mwah. Love you. Bye.